There's this misconception that normal people have, and it's perfectly fine to have this misconception because normal people are looking at it from the fact that they've never been to jail or prison. I'd love to be a normal person and have that misconception, but unfortunately, not all of us can be so lucky. But the misconception is that, oh, jail's fine. You could deal with jail. You're not going to be in there that long, and jail's okay. It's close to home. It's a short time. It's prison. That's where it gets scary. When actually the reality of it is exactly the fucking opposite. Jail is where people just came in off the streets. People are detoxing off of very serious fucking drugs. So, and that could take months. And they're being forced to detox, so they're not getting the help to deal with it. They're not going to classes or anything. They're barely let out of their cell. I was in jail for like 3 months. I never saw outside for 3 months. Jail sucked. The jails, they have a very low budget. The state says, well, you only have to feed them this many calories a day. So that's what they feed you. You don't like, you don't have extra food or anything. You're in jail. You're awaiting trial to figure out what to do with you. Whether it's to release you or send you on to prison. So you don't get any amenities. You're not supposed to be there long enough to be able to get that. Some of us were, like I was there because they were trying, they long story short, I was getting the book thrown at me and I was getting fucked in every single fucking possible legal way one judge could fuck me. Just because it was easier to have me out of the situation than to keep me around. It's that simple. But yeah, 3 months I spent in jail. It sucked. Like I was in for fucking DUI. I didn't harm anybody. Yes, I potentially could have harmed somebody, and yeah, that was horrible. And I was fucked up, and I will never defend my actions. I was not in the right mental place to be doing any of the things that I was doing. I got caught, and I got punished for it, and I learned my fucking lesson. That's the whole point of, the legal system is to punish you, wake you the fuck up, so you don't do it again. But yeah, that's besides the point. I was in there for a DUI, but my cellmate fucking killed everybody in his family. And when they caught him, he was eating the family dog. And I have to share a toilet with that motherfucker for 3 months. He was, I was in the fucking cell, locked in a cell with a mass murderer that obviously doesn't give a fuck about me because he killed his own family and ate his dog. When you go to prison, you get fucking cordoned off and you're around people that did similar crimes to yours. The really violent ones go with the really violent ones. The blue collar and white collar, they go with the blue collar and white collar crimes. At that point, prison's probably the safest place for you to be. You got a doctor on site, you get fresh air every day, you're surrounded by law enforcement officers. If you fuck up, you're already in jail. Like they, you're get by going to prison, you're given hella privileges. You're given extra food. You're able to go to the commissary. You're able to buy things for yourself. I mean, your family has to help you out, or you could get a job in the prison to help you out. You could live somewhat of a normal life. You go outside every day, play fucking sports, go to the library. You can't do any of that shit in jail. You want to smoke a cigarette in jail, you better hope somebody keistered some in. You're smoking butt cigarettes, because they ain't allowing that shit in jail. Most jails are indoor facilities. They don't let you go outside, so there ain't no smoking in that motherfucker. It's a misconception. It's an understandable misconception, but jail fucking sucks. Think about how poor your county is. Or how fucked up your county is. That's how fucked up the jail is. If your county can only fucking rub two coins together, going to jail there is going to suck because you're probably going to be there longer because the judge doesn't get paid to be there full time. So you have to hope that the judge shows up whenever the judge shows the fuck up. Then you get sentenced. Then you get, and meanwhile, even in the small jails, in small town jails, like hold 10 people max. There is no separation. You don't get a fucking guy coming in on a fucking meth bender being separated until he comes down. No, him and the two DUI guys are thrown into the same cell with you. And you gotta hope they calm down before they get taken out to court. That jail sucks. It's just a reflection of your county, your city you live in. If your city is high on crime, that jail's gonna suck because it's gonna be full of all of the criminals. There's so many criminals there. Imagine all of the criminals that didn't get caught because the city's still high on crime and crime's still getting fucking committed. And if you're in a small town that can't rub two pennies together, man, enjoy bread and water for 3 months and seeing the judge once. And everything being decided about you. Because like, when I went through it in a small town, the judge in my county was the district attorney in a neighboring county. And then he was the public defender in a neighboring county. And then in another neighboring county, he was an elected official, like on the commission board. And that was the same for every judge in every county, every district attorney. They all just circulated through each other's counties. So a judge would show up to his county where he's the judge, and he'd have a prosecutor and a public defender. And then the very next day, he would go to the public defender's county where the public defender is now the judge, and he's the prosecutor or a public defender. That's how it works in small towns. Long fucking wait and a lot of corruption. Because they all are they're all friends. They all hang out with each other. You're not going to be, you can't have your trial moved to another county and get fair treatment there because that county, well, that's the prosecuting attorney's county. Now that prosecuting attorney is the judge, and your judge is the prosecuting attorney. So you're going to get screwed either way. Point of this is jail's not fun. Misconception is that going to jail is, oh, it's easy, you'll be done with. Yeah, in most cases, it'll be over with real quick, but you are surrounded by the scum of society while you're in there. It fucking sucks. Prison's a little bit better. And anybody that's gone through the system will tell you the same. You're safer in prison. If you keep your nose down into a book and fucking mind your own damn business, you're gonna be fine. Yeah, occasionally fucking random fucking violence might happen, but that happens in everyday life. Like, tell me that there's not any fucking old white people that are afraid to walk to McDonald's because they might get beat up by a bunch of sub-Saharans. That's a thing now. Yeah, if you're white in public, you got to keep your head on a swivel. I mean, it's not any different for me. I grew up in really bad neighborhoods. I'm actually kind of used to that. But now it's happening in good neighborhoods. So, yeah, keep your head on a swivel. Stop walking around like you own the place, because you don't. You know you don't own the place because your own government won't enforce its laws on the people that are committing crimes against you. You have no say anymore. Keep your head on a swivel. You don't own the place. Don't walk down the street where there's a group of fucking sub-Saharan kids and just keep walking like, oh, they'll leave me alone. Well, you fucking go the other way. Cross the street. Doesn't care. It's not a matter of, oh, I look racist or I'm being racist anymore. It's a matter of, do I want my ass beat today? Will I survive an ass beat? Am I old enough to where they could possibly kill me with an ass whooping? Those are the questions you need to ask yourself now. Eventually it'll get fixed. One could hope. But It's been getting so bad for so long. Who knows how long it's going to take to fix it? Just saying, jail fucking sucks. And if you sent kids to jail, adult jail, and made them be around all these adults, eventually they'll get the hint that jail sucks. Because if you're just a jail kid going to jail all the time and you think you're fucking hard and, oh, jail's the hardest, I could deal with it, you're going to get your shit rocked when you get to prison, because there's a status quo in prison. Everybody's expected to upkeep that status quo, and that means keeping everybody out of trouble. You don't see nothing, you don't say nothing, you don't do nothing, and you definitely don't act out, so there's eyes on you everywhere you go. Because when there's eyes on you everywhere you go, there's also eyes on the rest of us wherever you go. And that isn't good for business. So, having that attitude in jail, cool, that'll work for you in jail. The moment you get to prison, you are about to get fucked. Because you are going to cost people money, and you are going to fuck shit up. There's an economy that you have to keep in mind. And that's a game all in itself. Do you want to be a part of that economy? Do you want to play that game? Do you want to be a customer, or do you want to be a provider? What are you going to do to keep yourself safe? That's a whole different fucking game. It's on a different level. You're ultimately safer in prison if you keep to yourself and you just fucking... But if you want to fucking... if you want to play great games thinking you're going to win prizes, there ain't many prizes to win in prison. So, keep that attitude. Jail ain't nothing. I'll get out in 2 days. The judge keeps letting me out, blah, blah, blah. Keep that attitude. Keep going into jail and fucking acting hard and fucking knocking people's... just poor people that are just dealing with the aftermath of fucking getting arrested and their mental state isn't fucking quite right. Yeah, pick on those people while you can, because those people eventually heal and go to prison, have really calm demeanors when they fuck you in the shower. It's almost like they're doing it fucking just for the love of the game. It's not even about fucking pleasure. It'll just teach you a fucking lesson. You should be afraid of jail. Don't ever let anybody tell you, oh, jail's nothing. Short time, you'll be out soon. You can do it. Jail sucks. It's worse than prison. And if you only ever know jail, you're going to be a shitty human being. And you're not going to live that long because you finally will get caught with some charges and you will get prison time. And you will be leaving prison with a new name. Mary, or Chocolate, or Peaches. So, yeah. But, making sure children don't get punished in the first place, it's a great way to go about it. Don't teach them that shit. Shit could get really bad. Don't teach them that. Let them find out as a surprise so they don't know how to mentally deal with it in the future. And they just think, well, I did bad things my entire childhood. It was okay then. Why is it bad now? That doesn't make any sense. Keep that energy up, fucking liberals. Oh. Good luck to all of you.